Hey, and welcome back to my channel. It's Krystal with From the Angels and Beyond. So there is a new moon happening, and so I thought I'd do a quick pick a pile. And as you can see, there's three choices. We have pile A, which is Fluorite, pile B, which is Labradorite, and pile 3, which is black Onyx. So take your time. Pause the video if you need to. Take a deep breath. Choose whichever one you are guided most to. Okay, and if you picked pile A or pile 1, this is your message. So the first card that came out was sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows everywhere. So it's really just wanting to bring back that hope and optimism that is there for the future. Maybe it might not, maybe life hasn't always been sunshine and lollipops, but the universe is saying there is goodness wanting to come in, and they want you to be hopeful for new beginnings that are yet to happen. And the second message that came out is you and your loved ones are safe. So whatever you're going through, whatever you have been through, you guys are safe. You are loved. You are protected. This also is, so this card is also from the new moon in Cancer, but we are having a new moon in Aries. But essentially, you are guided. You are protected in all ways. And that goodness that wants to come in, it isn't just for show. It is something that you have worked for, worked towards, and it's now time for you to receive the goodness and the love that you deserve. And the last couple cards that came out are Vacuum Away Fear, and this says, call upon Archangel Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, the situation, and everyone involved. So I'm just getting that if you have been stressed, if you've been worried, if you've been consumed by a lot of fear that has been going on, that it is time now to just let go, let God, give it up to your angels, give it up to your guides and source, and allow yourself to release the fear, so that again, that sunshine and rainbows and lollipops, that goodness, that good energy that wants to come in, that it can come in for you, that there is more than just fear and pain and all those lower vibrational energies. And for some of you, you may have a natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. So it's either you have those abilities, or maybe you've been wanting to connect with somebody that has passed on, and maybe you're seeking a medium to be able to connect with your loved ones. But you are safe, you are loved, you are held, you are nurtured, you are protected, and you are this beautiful divine light. And if you are truly meant to connect to beyond this realm, then this is just your confirmation that that is so. And there is one card that I also want to pull, and it is from the Rumi deck. So un momento. All right, and this is our last piece of guidance. And this is from the Rumi Oracle. A new gown is the card that we got. It's beautiful. It even looks like a moon casting its light. All right, what does a new gown say? Ah, beloved, if you could only see the incredible gift, the symbolic robe being offered to you now, your fears would quake and tremble, disappearing more quickly than you could imagine. Your heart would take wings and become so light your entire being would lift up, clean off the ground and soar like an angel bird amongst the playground of the Divine Mother's skies. Yet, like a young one, so much younger than your years and wisdom warrant, you may hold onto your tattered robes as though they were a security blanket. Though you know it is time to let it go, you may take pause and have a moment of doubt. You may wonder if the new robes will descend swiftly enough, or that without what you have known to cling onto, you'll be left stark naked, exposed, and vulnerable. These thoughts are not worthy of your status, but perhaps you are yet to realize you are the most sublime royal lineage. That you are worthy of a cloak of galaxies and a crown of stars, a body of sacred earth, and a voice of stirring music. This oracle comes to you with sacred portent. You are fast approaching a moment of a great leap, an evolutionary shift on your spiritual path. Your sense of yourself and your divine identity is about to be revealed and realized in a way more potent than ever before. This is wonderful. It is a divine happening. You must allow it. Do not confuse humility with humiliation. Do not humble yourself excessively. You do not have to battle with false pride either. Simply honor yourself as a living being worthy of life, worthy of this royal path of divine realization. What a gift it is to cast aside belief in inferiority or superiority, unhelpful as those notions are for you now. What a gift instead to embrace your own path, irrespective of what any other may think, whether they hold it in glory or derision. This oracle comes with sacred guidance for you. You are stepping into empowerment in a new way, and it is to be honored. Do not allow yourself to be dragged into dramas or power games. You are worth so much more than that. You are tapping into your inner dignity, and others may not know how to respond. Some will respond with love and acknowledgement, others with fear and judgment, calling you too big for your boots or high and mighty. Those are voices of fear, not truth. Be in your dignity and power and keep going. It is the divine that urges you thus, not the ego. Do not doubt the changes happening within you. Now, embrace them. So just like that, we wrap up this message with some beautiful words from Rumi. Talked about fear, letting go of the fear, having optimism and hope. Know that you and your loved ones are safe. Take care. Thanks for watching. And if you chose pile number 2, the Labradorite, a beautiful piece. She's so pretty. Pretty. All right. If you chose pile number 2, these messages for you. The first card that came up was pick up after yourself. So what's needing to be done right now is cleaning up your side of the street, or maybe you have been the one doing your part and cleaning up your end. The blame game is over. It's time to realize that the only person who can affect you in any way is you. Within your own mind is the answer to every question and the power to accomplish anything. Take charge, be accountable, and let's do this thing. Those are the messages from the Oracle of E. And the second message that came out was this bad guy. Your hard work is paying off, and also a new moon card. So if you have been working on cleaning up your end, so cleaning up your thoughts, cleaning up your vibration, cleaning up your space even, cleaning up all those intrusive thoughts and the fear and those low vibrational energies that have been with you for a lot of time. When you're not aware and you're not really awakened to your own power and your own divinity, it's really easy to just pass it off or pass all the stuff off to somebody else. It's easy to blame somebody else and blame everything else and all of those outside circumstances for where you're at. And when you start to awaken, you realize that I can blame everybody outside of me, but it's not going to do me a lick of good. What I need to do is clean up my own act and clean up my own side of the street, because I need to be able to direct my life and not just allow the outside circumstances to direct the way that I want to go and the way that I see life. So your hard work is paying off. And the other messages that came out was throat chakra. The angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. So when you allow yourself to let go of other people's expectations, and you finally start to live from a place of truth, you allow yourself to, when you let go of that stuff, you're allowing yourself to speak your own truth. And for a lot of us, we've had a lot of trouble speaking up for ourselves. It's easy to just be passive and just let things happen, but we need to be able to communicate in an effective way. And when we're working on our throat chakra, sometimes we're having to communicate things or express things that maybe we haven't expressed before. And in that sense, it can be a little bit nerve-wracking. It could be a little bit intimidating because we haven't been able to fully express ourselves in our truth before. And the second card that came out was release. So it says, work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you or your purpose. So release the need to keep it in. Release the need to quiet yourself and dim your light and dim yourself to appease others, because that is the last thing that you want to do. We are now working on building up ourselves and being strong within ourselves. And we need to release all of that doubt, all of that shadow that has said that we are not good enough to be able to express things in a way that we would like to express things. Now, the last card is going to be from the Rumi Oracle deck. So I guess it's this one. All right, so the Rumi Oracle deck. I'm gonna see if I can spread this out nice. This one likes, I think that's okay. So the last message that we got from the Rumi Oracle deck is called Blood Angel, card number 7. 7 may be significant to you. All right, what does this have to say? The oracle of the Blood Angel comes to you with a particular message. You are being given a gift, the gift of more life. You may experience this as growth, expansion, more energy, more life force, or divine electricity circulating through your system. The Blood Angel understands that in the gift of greater life, which enables a soul to live more of its essence, becoming a more palpable divine presence upon this earth, there are many unavoidable experiences. One of these is that there will be more sunsets to counter the increase in your sunrises. This is about balance. When opening up to receive more, one needs to empty out what has been to allow for a new influx of energy. It is not about an exchange of equal measure, for you will receive according to your the great generosity of life itself. And thus even more shall be offered in compensation for what you are willing to release. However, release must take place. Balance is the natural law. The sunset makes way for a time of night that might be darkness. The sunset makes way for a time of night that might be the darkness of grief, or the stirring of unknown places within that only reveals themselves in clarity the following morning. Being ready to endure the sunset and the night, to become ready to receive the sunrise, and with it more life, is your divine task now. Why is this coming to you? You are ready for it. You have outgrown what has been, and it cannot satisfy your soul anymore. A part of your mind, perhaps, may question whether or not you really want to change inherent in this oracle, divine gift or not. You may prefer that things remain the same, but what are you really wanting in that belief? Happiness? A sense of safety and security? Love? Remember that in any divine gift, no matter whether it seems to come at first through an obvious bestowal of grace, such as a wish coming true or a prayer being answered, or through a hidden grace of loss or endings in our lives, there's always an offering of greater life within it. The blood angel tells you to not make yourself too small for what is happening in your soul and life now by holding on to what you know, or holding on when it is better to let go. This oracle comes with a particular blessing of well-being and vitality. You have perhaps become tired or are well, but seek to engage in new projects or practices that will stretch and challenge you. The blood angel brings you the blessing of whatever energy is required to expand into where life is leading you. What the divine has instilled within your heart shall be financed with life force and energy, so it may be brought to fulfillment. This is a sacred contract of human life. The journey shall be taken by the soul, and there will be challenges, and yet what is required for divine fulfillment will always be available. So allow yourself to receive some goodness on this, or with the energy of this full moon. Thank you for watching, and this has been your message for Pile B. And hey, Pile 3, if you chose this stone, which is the black onyx, this pile is for you. So the first card that came out in this deck from the Oracle of E is the GPS card. Oh my goodness. Is your intuition on point? If you take time and actually listen to your own guidance, you know where you're headed. You know where you're at. So instead of being stubborn, it's time to make sure that you're listening to your inner guidance, your inner GPS, your God positioning system, so that you can move forward in a smooth and fulfilling way. And it's really important to not let your past hold you back. So it's really easy to get lost and caught up in what was and the struggles and all sorts of stuff. But God's saying, the universe is saying, you have within you all the guidance that you need. And maybe it's time to let go of that outside chatter, that the stuff going on that was from the past. Allow yourself to let it go. Because as you're evolving, as you're changing, as you're shifting, things that happened from before, it's not the same. Like, it truly is not the same to say that because XYZ happened before, it's now going to result in whatever. We are shifting and evolving at such a crazy rate, as are you. And so it's really important to allow yourself to just be in the situation and the circumstance that you're in, but not hold on to it anymore, right? As you're evolving, as you're seeing things from a different perspective, it's like a spiral staircase, right? Like it seems like you're going through the same thing again, but you've gone up another level. And then you start to see things from a different perspective. And then as you evolve and change and grow, you again move to another level. And so you're constantly seeing things from different perspective and a different viewpoint, which is amazing. And that's what evolution and that's what evolving is about, is seeing things from a new perspective. And the messages that you got from the angels. So the first message that came out, was Goddess. Express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. What was the first card that came out? GPS, which is all about your intuition. So that feminine side of you, whether you're a man or a woman, we both have feminine and masculine qualities within us. And so that intuitive side is that feminine side that we are tapping into. And so as we grow, as we change, as we evolve, we are allowing that energy, that knowingness that we have within us to be seen. And we're giving it a little bit more credence because we know that we have evolved, we have changed, we are different. And so we can trust that what we are being guided to is exactly where we're supposed to be. And for some parents, so the divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. So regardless of the relationship that you have with your parents, it is something that we are growing through. And however you had, whatever happened when you were growing up, number one, it is based on where your parents were at, right? Sometimes we forget that our parents are having a human experience and they're journeying as well as we are. And so it's really easy to put our parents on a pedestal and make them out to be, or to have this image. We have this image in our head as to who our parents should be or how they should have been for us and that kind of thing. Not realizing that they have their own traumas, they have their own wounds. And a lot of times they weren't really aware or cognizant of their own abilities and their own intuitive guidance and all that stuff. A lot of times we're just operating just on autopilot. And when you start to go down your own path, when you start to look within, it's really important to examine our relationship with our parents because they do have a profound effect on us. And if we can give our parents, not that we have to excuse anything that has happened, but allow them and allow yourself the opportunity to grow and to be different. Allow your relationship with your parents to change and shift and grow as you are growing and shifting and changing. Because a lot of times even if you look at yourself, you are not, generally we don't go out wanting and willing to hurt people. But sometimes our circumstances, we end up bleeding and putting our pain onto other people unsuspectedly, unknowingly. And it's not right, but it is what it is. And if we allow ourselves to tap in to the pureness of their heart and their soul, we realize that they are, again, just like you and me, having a human experience. They are going through their own traumas. They are going through their own stuff. And you having that knowledge and that awareness that something needs to change, something needs to shift, or just the awareness of what needs to be worked through and worked on. Sometimes, like, we don't even understand that when we are working on ourselves, we actually can affect and elicit change in other people. And yes, those people need to do the work for themselves. But when you're doing your own inner work, it's easier to see people from a different standpoint, and it's easy to see that they've had their own traumas to work through. And so as you understand that and acknowledge that, you can actually end up starting to reparent yourself. And that's what a lot of us that are on this spiritual path, we've had to reparent ourselves, because there has been a lot of trauma. There has been a lot of stuff that has gone on that maybe we weren't aware of. And maybe our parents did not have the tools to be able to help us cope with life, or help themselves cope with life. And so we just need to have a little bit more compassion and understanding for our parents and for ourselves. Now, the last card here is going to be from the Rumi Oracle deck. Just like one message, please, from the Rumi Oracle deck. No, not this one. Pardon. Number 25, beyond the threshold of fear. After so long, you are changing your relationship to fear. No more shall it hold you in its thrall. You're becoming able to observe it, to witness it, even to have compassion rather than resistance. Instead of unconsciously sabotaging your growth and choosing to slumber in darkness, you awaken and delight in the light and surround your divine being. This oracle comes with the spiritual guidance for you. You have broken through a barrier of self-imposed barrier of fear, whether it seemed to originate from within your consciousness or from an external set of circumstances that held you back from taking steps that you are now taking or just about to take. These steps may feel strange, new, uncertain, and exciting. Your mind might not have received the memo in that fear-based existence is no longer in operation for you. It may need a loving, tender reassurance and firm update that the relationship you have with fear is now rather different. You are the witness, not the victim. Your consciousness is strong enough to hold it in compassion. You don't collapse under its weight. In fact, it has become less and less substantial for you. When it is there, it seems less convincing than what it once appeared to be. Compelling still at times, perhaps, but not anywhere near as powerful as it once was. That power has been claimed by your heart instead. So give your mind the memo. Get used to the new way and take steps. Test your legs. You'll find them powerful and ready. Get set to fly. Test your wings. Trust is one. Daring is the other. You'll find them enthusiastic for flight and ready to learn to ride the currents purpose-built for soaring to great heights. Trust in your vision. Without the musky filter of fear, it is sharp and clear. You can now see what is meant for you, what is true for you, what is beckoning forward now. Take the running leap. There is no darkness and light for you anymore. Just life, living free and clear. I'll be running and flying beside you. We'll soar and dive and rise together. Let's play. So those are the messages I have for you, pile number 3. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, it's Krystal with From the Angels and Beyond.